It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on what has turned out to be just a wild and woolly morning here from Forest, Virginia, Bedford County, Virginia, right outside of Lynchburg. It's been a very, very busy morning. Good morning to all you guys. Good morning, Jason and Bonnie and Gretchen. Glad you guys are with us. It's been just absolutely nuts here. And then, of course, when I was busy with other things, we had some breaking news to pop in this morning as well. So it's been kind of nutty. So let's get right at it because we got a bunch of stuff to cover, and I still got a bunch of stuff to do from this morning. The Bahamas Cruise Line Grand Celebration is the only ship operating in U.S. waters to get a green light from the CDC. Which says it's a safe environment for cruise members to work and disembark during the period of the no sail order. Now, folks, that is not an absolute guarantee that they can sail. So this morning on my interview with Bahamas Paradise CEO, Oneil Khosa, I asked him how realistic his planned date of July 25th is to start sailing again from Palm Beach port to the Bahamas.
We have no official reason as of now to believe that it's not realistic. And as you know, when we speak of Bahamas Paradise Cruise in particular, we are a 2-night short cruise. I believe that our guests and even people who have not cruised with us would relatively have a better sense of comfort and would relatively feel a little more comfortable with us, given our short 2-night cruise, given our history wherein we never even experienced a regular flu situation on our ships ever. Primarily because of the duration of the cruise, the comfort and safety that it provides you, knowing that you're always 60 miles off the U.S. mainland and you can actually be repatriated at no notice, or at most you're like always 3 to 4 hours away from Florida. And also our drive-through market, which is significant because we get a lot of our guests are from South Florida, Central Florida, and Florida, who drive to take our cruises, remove the air link or any other alternate form of travel exposure to cruise with us. So having said all that, and not to mention our own exclusive infrastructure wherein we are the only cruise ship out of Port of Palm Beach. We have our own exclusive terminal. We have our own exclusive terminal arrangement in Grand Bahama. We offer a very controlled cruise experience that we are going to enhance. So all these things make us feel that July 25th is realistic for us, or at least from our perspective. But obviously I cannot speak for CDC or other agencies as to what they're planning or as to how they're going to react.
So, folks, I couldn't get an absolute yes, we're going to sail out of Oneil this morning. I can understand that. He can't do it because the CDC still got to give their final approval. But they're a whole lot closer than all the other cruise lines out there. So, by the way, folks, if you want to see the entire interview, it will be up on YouTube. Probably within 15 minutes at the end of this broadcast. I was editing and trying to get it all done and uploaded to YouTube before we started, and I just ran out of time. So that happens when you're a one-man operation. And let's see, good morning also to Tom Henry and to Pete over in London. Pete, glad you're with us today. And Cindy down in Dallas. You guys welcome aboard. And before we go on with the breaking news of the day, Let's have a word.
Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise.
Needless to say, it was an awesome interview this morning with Bahamas Paradise CEO Oneil Khosa. I thank him for taking his time to spend with a little guy like me. That was fabulous. So again, folks, it will be up on YouTube in its entirety shortly after this broadcast is over. Okay, now the breaking news of the morning has to do with Carnival. Only a few days after Carnival CEO Arnold Donald said that there would definitely be an acceleration of retirement of ships, financial documents revealed that at least 6 ships will be sold by Carnival from their fleet in the next 90 days. Now, despite some of the reports that are out there this morning, folks, we do not know specifically which 6 ships are going to be. It is widely thought that they will fall in the Carnival Fantasy class that includes the ecstasy, sensation, fascination, imagination, inspiration, elation, and paradise. But that one is not written in stone, at least that I've been able to determine this morning. Those are still all very active ships, needless to say, in the Carnival fleet. And they'll have to make some changes and adaptations to those schedules. So that is still ahead. You know, I've had issues with the Carnival CEO a couple times on some of the things that he said. And, you know, just yesterday, I think it was in the same interview that this actually was broken from, you know, he said that there's not going to be any bargains out there. He said, if you see a price, book it because there's not going to be any bargains coming. Well, that doesn't sit right with my economics. But anyway, so Carnival is going to be selling 6 ships. And of those 6 ships, I have been on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've been on, in that list of 7, I've been on 5 of those. So some of the ships that I have sailed on are going to be going by. So that's happening from Carnival. All right. Well, we've got a couple other things here. Norwegian, I'm sure everybody saw the news yesterday that Norwegian has extended their suspension of operations basically through September, covering all of their cruises, with the exception of some of the Alaska cruises in September. Now, none of the rest of the cruise lines are going to Alaska this year. Everybody's done away with the entire season because of a combination of problems from the Canadian government and the fact that from a U.S. port, the ships have to stop in Canada or have to stop someplace outside the United States, which obviously up there, the only place to go is Canada. So you got to go into Vancouver, you got to go, into Victoria to sail from Seattle before you can get to Alaska. And the same token, the Alaska cruises coming back have to stop in someplace in Canada as well. So Norwegian is still saying that at least they're indicating that they still hope to sail Alaska in September. I have a feeling that that's still yet to come. And why Norwegian is doing this, why they just didn't cancel everybody out and you'll be done with it, I don't know. That one has me confused. I don't understand the reasoning behind that one. Okay. That was the Carnival story. Here's one for you, folks. If you're absolutely dying to cruise, as many of us are, now that French Polynesia is officially reopening to international tourism on July the 15th, Paul Gaugin Cruises will be able to resume. The cruise line will offer 7-night Tahiti and the Society Islands voyages departing July the 11th and July 18th on the Paul Gaugin cruise ship. And it's they're going to sail out of Papeete, Tahiti, and go to all kinds of places that I can't pronounce and won't even attempt it. But, there are all those fancy islands over there out in the Pacific someplace. It'd be great. I'd love to do it. It's expensive. But they're hoping to sail in July from out there in Tahiti. Now, whether or not that happens, that one is still up in the air. But, okay, Sunday this week. That's Gavin and Luke that's Gavin Phillips and Luke Kenneford of Holidays at Sea. They will be our guests on Cruising for Solos, a show from London that I co-host with Pete and John. And they are a card. They're a couple real characters in the cruise business. So I'm really looking forward to us chatting with them on Sunday. That'll be 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, my time here in the East Coast of the United States. And it's 8 p.m. London time for those folks, including Gavin and Luke that are from the other side of the pond and talk funny. So that'll be on Sunday of this week. And again, my interview with Oneil Khosa will be up on YouTube here very shortly this morning. Now, we also have Andy Shell is one of our friends down, and he's from Naples, Florida. He's an attorney down there in Naples, Florida. I want to ask about the favorite cruise ships. He said any of the damn ships. Needless to say, he's a Holland America guy. He's specifically, he really liked the Koningsdam, which that was the last ship he was on. I have enjoyed his ramblings about ships and his pictures especially. One of the reasons that I did Holland America was because of Andy, because he made the food look just fabulous, which it was. And so that's coming up. The other thing that I would point out, of course, Andy, with the Holland America ships, especially the Koningsdam, when I asked Gavin, who will be with us on Sunday, about his favorite port of call, it is Dubrovnik. And interestingly enough, Dan Crutchfield, who was our guest on the show from London week before last, his favorite port of call is Dubrovnik as well. So I've never been to Dubrovnik. So that's one that's going to have to go on my bucket list when I get over there to do a European cruise, is to go into Dubrovnik in Croatia. So I'm going to get there one of these days. I hope. All right, let's go back and see what we've got over here in the chats. I'm still trying to balance out how to see things and still get the chats covered. Gretchen says, I heard Florida was going to shut down again. Didn't know they shut down. Didn't. Okay. I need to go back here so I can mark that up. Gretchen, what has happened in Florida? And by the way, the news this morning about Florida possibly being the new epicenter for COVID is horrible. That's going to affect a lot of us hoping for cruising, I'm afraid. But basically, they took a bunch of the restaurants and bars that opened and it shut them down again to try to get a handle on this. So let's hope that they can get a handle on it and that we don't have another New York in Florida. I've been a little worried about that. I'm worried about, in another 10 days or so, the areas that have had the massive protests. I'm afraid you're going to see some significant outbreaks again. And contrary to what certain politicians are saying, this is not over yet, folks. I'm sorry, it's not. Just look at the numbers. The numbers keep going up. We're at 23 states today that hit all-time highs in new cases. So that's not a good sign. And folks, that's still something we have to have a handle on before we're going to see cruises again. And I sincerely hope that our friends now at Bahamas Paradise can sail on July 25th. I think that would be awesome for them and awesome for the Bahamas. But I'm still worried about the whole situation of what's going to be going on in Florida simultaneously, because we surely don't want to start cruising too soon and have instances where, like we had at the starting of this on half a dozen ships. One of the things that Oneil pointed out today that is very true is that the cruise industry has been getting such a bad rap on this. And keep in mind, you had a half dozen ships that had major problems. Yes, they had major problems, but that was a half dozen ships out of 300 ships. So the cruise ships are still, to me, extremely safe. So, and now with all the new procedures they're going through, even safer. So Emily says that Florida's numbers have gone up and they're rising every day. Bonnie says our governor in Florida says he will not close the state again. Over 3,000 cases yesterday. That's just awful. That's just awful. So, and the other thing, folks, I don't believe any of that hoo-ha that if you want to stop the cases, don't test. That's ridiculous. The testing is the only way to possibly get through this, and they need to start doing the tracing. So, Emily says, Emily we had a little cocktail party yesterday with some of our friends and from Cruises for Solos. And Emily had a helicopter just almost landed on top of her head right in the middle of the show yesterday. That's what she's referring to, the helicopter. It was funny. It really was. Gavin and Luke enjoy drink packages. Yes, they do. They really do. Some of their videos are just fabulous. And I've been known to drink a little bit on a cruise, but I think they'd probably drink me under the boat. But anyway, they're good guys. Then it's going to be a fun interview on Sunday. So Pete said, did I hear anything about Spain's announcement banning cruise ships? Yeah, it's like everything else, an extension of what's been going on. I think it's through the end of July, maybe, from Spain. I don't remember specifically the date because, again, I don't follow European stuff as detail oriented as I should be. Gretchen's been to Croatia twice, says it's lovely. Yeah, that's, Pete's doing a cruise from Rome next year. I think it is. He's got one booked. This looks like a great itinerary to me. 7-day out of Rome, go all around that area and back into Rome. I don't know. Maybe I end up going over there and getting on a boat with Pete. That would be a trip. There's Nicky. Nicky, how you doing today? Good. Glad you're with us. Florida's a mess and will be that way for a while. Yeah, that's the sad part. And there's just a lot of this, folks. I mean, we got all kinds of places, and the main places that we need to get healthy for cruising are all, still having problems. Florida, Texas, California, the main areas to sail from. New York, I haven't even started talking about cruising yet, and their numbers are really doing well. Of course, they're still opening very carefully. They've had a much more conservative approach than many of the states, and it seems to be paying off. And Gretchen says she'll join me. That would be awesome. We all go over there and invade Pete's territory. That would be terrific. He says, please do. Wait till you see what we're going to do to you, Pete. All right, guys, I got a lot more to do today. I want to get that interview up. I need to get a clip done to put on Pete's channel over there about me talking with him about solo cruises, which was certainly good news. So got a lot more to do today. So let's get at it. I'll see you guys on Saturday. If anything major happens, of course, I'll be going live or more videos, whatever. So as always, folks, I appreciate you being with me. I appreciate thumbs up. If you could think about doing that, that's always helpful. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. We do regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, including, I just put up a video yesterday about one of the resorts. So, expanding that a little bit as we go. But anyway, I'll see you guys again on Saturday morning for news. We'll get the Oneil Khosa interview up on YouTube in the next few minutes if you want to see all of that interview. And then I'll see you on Sunday from London with Pete and John. For now, this is the Crazy Fat Travel Guide. You guys stay safe. Stay at home if you can. Use social distancing. Wash your hands like you're supposed to. Wear your mask. But by all means, folks, stay safe. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for watching today's Travel and Cruise Industry News. Join us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for another episode. Travel and Cruise Industry News is a production of Chillie's Cruises.